Everyone. This is Jennifer Sanchez. You are listening to the Wise Coffee Chat Show. Super excited to be here on WRMN 1410 this morning with our guest that's here with us. So I know we're going to have a good conversation today.
It's a good conversation today, definitely.
Yeah, and for those that are listening, first, my name is Jennifer Sanchez. I'm the founder of the Wise Alliance Network, the host of Wise Coffee Chat Show, and then of course I'm a real estate investor. So if anyone's looking to sell their property 30 days or less, let me know. And a mom of three beautiful girls, so I gotta keep making sure I keep putting them out there.
Yes.
So that's who I am.
That's
I will pass it over to my guest today.
Yes. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for hosting us. This was such an organic meeting. You and I have been trying to actually get together for quite some time
We have.
in our just schedules and things. And so everything's divine intervention. And Sarah Martinez, give a shout out to her. She's sitting on our planning committee for the upcoming expo. And she said, "Hey, I have a friend." And that's how good things happen. So thank you for having me.
Oh, no. Thank you for coming. Yes, Sarah Martinez, shout out to her for connecting us, making sure that this happens. So,
Yes.
and of course, before we go into getting to know you more, how do you like your coffee?
Oh, it's a must. It is my morning. It's my morning grace. It's something that I have to get done. I have to have my morning first thing. So my boyfriend bought me a Keurig for the first time.
Keurig, yeah.
And then now I'm starting to drink what's a Puerto Rican coffee?
Bustelo.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah,
loves
so I just had
Bustelo.
those. Yeah, so that with some my creamer. That's
Oh, there you go. I love
nice
that.
and glow.
I love that. And I guess that's great because I love to ask guests, like, how do you drink coffee? Do you like drinking coffee? You know, if not, you're more of a tea person. I know there's a lot of people that have different
Yes.
flavors. But okay, so tell us a little bit, Linda, about who you are and what do you do, especially for the listeners and the viewers.
Yeah. So thank you for your patience with this camera, Jennifer. I just want to make sure people are seeing, and where could they actually see you as well on your page, right?
Yeah,
And so,
and if they go to WRMN 1410,
Mhm.
1410 AM,
Okay.
that's where we're at.
And so Chicago Latina Magazine actually came in the concept during COVID, and it just we've evolved to where we're at now as a magazine. From a magazine, we have developed a nonprofit arm. And then that's where we're studying.
Okay.
That's where we're going to start working with the minority businesses to help close the gap. And then also resources for their communities,
Tell me a little bit about so you're the founder of Chicago Latina Magazine.
Yes.
How long has this magazine been in existence for?
The magazine has been in existence since September of 2022.
Okay. I do remember when I first met you, you were just launching
Yes.
the magazine, if I remember correctly. I was heavier in investing in the investment
Yes,
world at that
yes.
time, and I was at an event with the Illinois Hispanic Chamber of
Chamber.
Commerce, and that's when you approached the table.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about what inspired you, right, to launch a magazine, right, a
Yeah.
print. What inspired you to do this?
Well, I've been a 20-year publisher. So
Okay.
I just established 20 years. So I have experience. I paused my magazine in Illinois by the name of Evanston Woman Magazine
Okay.
during COVID
Okay.
to help create a pipeline for Latino businesses who were non-documented and be able to help sustain them, and then bridge the gap with government trust and resources that are available that otherwise wouldn't have known. The magazine was just truly one of these things that helped bridge that gap, because we know that education is the key to success. And doesn't mean you have to get a
Agreed.
4-year degree or master's to go into professional studies. It truly minds what is going on in your community. But
Okay.
the information was so available. It's so available, the information, but it's so missing in our Hispanic communities. It's
Really?
very weird. It's arm length, but the arm's broken.
Okay.
So Chicago Latina is actually bringing it together.
You're
We
trying to
we bring resource information to our neighborhoods.
Okay, so you're trying to bridge the gap of missing information.
Right.
And then the information as far as what, like a resource or
Yeah,
what
so
exactly?
we have different sectors that we call them our 5 pillars. Within those sectors, it's education, money and finance, business development, entrepreneurship, interfaith, and for interfaith, mental health and relationships. And then lastly is just supporting our entrepreneurs, right? So covering all bases. And
Okay.
each one of them actually go into deeper site. They're different silos that we're already working on here on Chicago. Many nonprofit organizations are helping in different areas. What we do is we open that nonprofit as a foundation to bring it together to help all the way across.
So what's the nonprofit called? What's this 501c3 called?
Well, it is Chicago Latina Business Foundation. So the Chicago Latina Business Foundation is an organization that is led by, we've got a board of directors who will peel out and work with each one of our nonprofit organizations that are available.
Okay, that's awesome. 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 So what we're going to do, so tell me a little bit about, we're going to take quickly, we're going to take a break. But tell me a little bit about, do you want someone to move it?
Yeah. Can you move
Actually,
my car? Can you move my car and just go park it? It's fine. It's right as soon as you walk out.
well, we're live, so
So
stay.
it's just, yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Thank you. I apologize. I was running late. I didn't know I didn't know I had time to park.
Okay, okay.
Okay, thanks.
No worries. Okay, so going back to the nonprofit sector, so tell us a little bit about, and then we're gonna when we take a break, you'll definitely be able to get to the car.
Okay.
So the nonprofit sector, so that's really, how long have you had that in this established?
It's just new. That is
Really?
what something we're peeling out this year. We started the framework last year, and then this year we're putting everything into motion.
Really?
So this afternoon we'll be at Nueva Leon.
Okay.
It will be a leadership lunch, and it's an opportunity for small businesses to come together. It's for other nonprofits and leaders to come together to talk about their HR. So one of our founding members, Arlene Guinness, with Evolve Her. She has a 17-year profession in human resource. So she's going to talk to us about her what the skill sets she's acquired, but also what's state of Illinois requires. So as businesses grow, they keep in mind of different policies that are put in place, which
Okay.
helps sustain businesses at the end of the day. Because imagine if you're hiring contractors, do not know how to lead them or manage them in the HR department. Believe me, HR is a part of leadership
Sure.
in major companies.
Of course.
So if you're able to get your arms around the tools, then you're able to sustain your business more. So this afternoon between 11 to 1, lunch is complimentary. It's paid by the foundation. And this is one of our ways to begin our conversations.
Oh, that's awesome. So
Yes.
this is so tell me a little bit, you're a Chicagoan?
I'm not. I'm from Texas
You're from
originally.
Texas?
Yes,
You're in
born and raised.
Texas? And then what made you relocate to Chicago?
School.
Okay. So
So I went to school and then I met my daughter's father. I moved back to Texas. I moved back here for school again. So yes, I moved back in 2016. No, 2014 actually. And then 2015. That's when it was that June we settled in.
oh,
And then
very
in
nice.
2016 I started Evanston Woman Magazine.
Very
And then
nice.
I had it until 2020 going into that. And we just had to wait for a while.
Nice. What school did you go to?
The first one I went to Harrington. First of all, I started my education at Navarro College. So I was the founder of the soccer team there
Very nice.
at Navarro College, which now leads a strong scholarship pipeline for women who'd like to go to college and play soccer, but are not accepted to a D1 school. So
Okay.
Navarro College, it was a junior college then, and now they're phasing into a college, which is great. I transferred to Harrington Design School. And then now I want to go back to, I'm going to finish Northwestern University for business and law. And I'm going into law
Nice.
school.
Oh,
So
congratulations.
some of my classes didn't transfer from a design school. into a 4 year. So I'm going to finish a couple of classes and I'm going right into law. Yeah.
Very nice. So,
Which I have law classes now. So I'm already in that phase. So,
yeah.
yes.
So that's pretty cool that you're going into law. So what made you go into that? What's making you go into that?
There's so much representation that is needed for small businesses, especially minority businesses. They don't have the $20,000 retainer fees for lawyers, so they need to litigate, protect their companies, making sure their files are correct. And so I want to be able to provide that service through my law services, is to be an advocate for them.
Okay, okay. So you're definitely passionate about serving the Hispanic community.
Yeah, minorities just across the board.
Minorities.
Our Black
Okay.
and brown communities have truly suffered the most. And we thank
Yes.
our Black community for leading the way, right? We have to remind ourselves that Latinos, yes, we were here, but it was the Black community that started building it out for us.
You know, I love that you're saying this because a
Yeah.
lot of times the Hispanic community doesn't realize that the Black community is the that spearheaded a lot of
Yes.
what we needed done. So I learned this in college, right? In
Yes.
African American studies.
Exactly.
That if it wasn't for the protests, if it wasn't for the marches, if it wasn't for everything that the
Yes.
Black community did, because at the end of the day, they right, especially like Jim Crow and going against all that stuff, it actually helped the Hispanic and all the other minorities benefit, right? And I don't think sometimes culturally, like the Hispanic community doesn't know that, doesn't realize that there's not enough education, right? So then people don't realize, like, when the Black community had the Black Panther, right? We had the Pachuco movement, right? Like people don't realize that we had very similar, and I don't want to say exact, but we had very similar situations in those times, right?
Yeah.
So there's not enough Latino history. There's not.
And they just started this year. They're going to have Latino history in high school. In 2026,
Wow,
the state
really?
there'll
Praise
be an
God.
article that I'm publishing, and they're pulling out, like, we have Black American history, American history. They're going to have Latino
Really?
studies now. They have them in college,
Thank
but they don't have them
yes.
in high school. So now they're implementing, and this is the year it's a House bill that was passed.
Thank God. Oh my
Yes.
God, this
Isn't
got me so excited.
Yeah, so excited. So look out for that in high school.
Oh, and you're gonna have an article in your
Yes,
magazine
yes,
about it.
yes.
Oh, I think that's so great because people don't know, especially the Hispanic community, don't know the struggle, right? Like I think the only thing in the high school I remember was the Cesar Chavez and the migrant workers.
And that's
That's
so
it.
limited.
Yeah, that's it.
Very limited. And Dolores, I mean, God bless her, and she's doing awesome. I've met her several times, throughout my different seasons of life. But it's just one of these things that we really need to have these conversations.
Yeah.
Because we can see the division now in Chicagoland area. We see where the Black and the brown is divisions. Now we have done a lot of work. There is some unity coming across. So that's one of our goals. It's one of my goals, is how, and I keep praying about it. How do I bridge that? How do I create that? How do we,
I love that.
how do we continue having those conversations?
I think that's really good, and I so appreciate someone that recognizes this because people don't really know that all the protests, Martin Luther King, all of that, but Latinos benefit from all of that stuff.
Yeah, the DEI, all that jazz. Yes, it was created on a government stand, but truly, if we had that lens prior, we wouldn't have to have it. We just need to start being more. We need to be, I guess, more mindful, right, about our spaces. So
Yeah, absolutely.
that's a whole other conversation. We can get back with that.
No, that's a great conversation that I love, and I know that we're gonna keep talking about different things. So, Chicago Latina Magazine has been established since 2022. What exciting things has happened since the launch of the magazine?
Yeah, we've become a multimedia now. We're not just a magazine. We look at our audience, culture, and impact. So that's our three where we're at. We are really tapping on those doors for these state companies, these companies who get funded by the state. Congratulate Northeastern University of Illinois, Dr. Bedell. I will give a shout out to him. He saw the vision of Chicago Latina. He understood why all other universities like Northern Illinois, all of them said no to me. he said yes. And look what it's done for. We've seen an impact on both sides. And so I will be actually pulling out a 30-day with my daughter Brianna
nice.
about a tell-all Chicago Latino on my own TikTok and how it came out and how each magazine came about. So we just celebrated 3 years. We're going on our 4th year and we're changing a lot. We now have brought in 25 founding members
Okay.
who have established a role in the magazine and they've invested. And we're really working towards creating more opportunity for other businesses through the state of Illinois' programs.
Wow. Okay. So you're going to be working with a lot more businesses. Is that the main niche?
The main niche is really not. We're not only a lifestyle magazine. We're business development where we highlight our Latinos. It's really important to not only highlight our Latino leaders, but also our emerging leaders as well. And then ones who've already created that space for us. There's so many Latinos in leadership roles in C-suite levels. So acknowledging them as well. That actually gives our younger generation hope and inspiration to see
Yeah.
that. Education, how to balance family, balance life. So we're doing a lot of work in there. So
That's great that you're doing that. One thing that I can appreciate, especially lately, is I see all the new leadership or all the new faces that are running, events or women's groups, or because you said in your video I'm an OG, right? I remember, and I was like, I am an OG. I've been around for a long time, right? And my career has evolved so much. But I started in nonprofit. I started with Elba Aranda from National Latino.
That out to tell people you're actually the OG, and I know it.
I appreciate that, but yeah, I would do things with Elba Aranda from National Latino Education Institute, which they're such a prestigious nonprofit organization, right? And I love the fact that I was able to do outreach and just connect with all these great leaders in the Hispanic community through them, which really just kind of helped me really. I learned the networking side and working with the nonprofit world and leaders. So, I see, and I've been following you, and I see you put pictures up, and I see you with Latino leaders and political leaders as well. So I get the whole game when it comes, not game, but
No, it is. It's a strategy.
the strategy. There you
Yes.
go.
As much as we don't like to talk about politics, everything we do, if it's going to the grocery store, it's all political. Everything we do is political. So go vote. March 17th is our election for primaries, which is our Senate office. No matter who you're voting for, just go and vote.
I love that you're saying that,
Yeah.
and I think people don't recognize that enough. And there is a lot of moves that you have to make as an entrepreneur, and politics is part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so I don't think if people are not voting, right, especially like I notice it more now that I'm in the real estate end. Sometimes I'm seeing laws that are going to be passed that are going to directly affect me.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my God, like these are going to affect my property taxes. I need to go against this, or or the squatter situation. So lately I've been more paying attention. Yeah.
The squatter movement, right?
The squatter movement. Oh my God, it is. Yes. And that's a big thing for the real estate world but I didn't realize how much I was affected by it until I got involved.
Exactly.
Right.
And so understanding who your political leaders are, what their positions are, and voting is so important.
Yeah, it is. So I love that you're saying that. So I know that, and just to kind of when before we take our break, you have a daughter, you said? I know you mentioned it. Just one. And how involved? I'm just curious, how involved is she in your business?
Very.
Yeah. That's really nice.
She's seen me through it all, in my careers since Texas.
Really?
So she's seen it. So she's very involved. And what affects me affects her. It's a triple, right?
Of course.
I try to keep a real positive aspect of everything.
I love that. And then when we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, I want to learn more about what you guys have planning, what's coming in the forefront. So make sure everyone that's listening, watching, you guys tune in. Don't touch that dial.
What is it? We're gonna log in at. What's the name of the station?
WRMN 1410.
There you go.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby, brought to you by KFC. The Illinois Federation of Teachers is urging state leaders to fully fund education in the next budget. The union says schools and universities remain underfunded statewide and is pushing for a billionaire tax to raise new revenue. Illinois State Senator Neil Anderson is defending a bill to ban abortion and classify it as homicide with no exceptions for rape or incest. Republican leaders say they do not support the measure. Anderson has stepped down from leadership posts as the proposal faces sharp criticism. Illinois has erased more than $1.1 billion in medical debt through a state relief program. Officials say hundreds of thousands of residents had bills wiped out, averaging about $1,200 per person, with some receiving far more. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Let's go!
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The Colonel despised the word empty. Empty plates, empty tables, empty stomachs. That's why he made the KFC $5 bowls, like the famous bowl. Creamy mashed potatoes, crispy chicken, corn, gravy, and cheese. Because the only empty the Colonel liked was when you reached the bottom of that bowl. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. 5 KFC bowls for just $5 each.
Prices and participation may vary. Taxes, tips, and fees extra.
For nearly 50 years, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council and Kane Senior Council have been dedicated to serving seniors in DuPage and Kane counties. Established in 1975, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council is a volunteer-driven 501c3 non-for-profit organization committed to helping older adults live with dignity. From providing nutritious meals to offering support services, the Kane Senior Council is there every step of the way. With programs designed to enhance independence and quality of life, they're proud to make a difference in the lives of their senior neighbors. To learn more or to volunteer, visit them at 418B Airport Road in Elgin or head to their website at caneseniorcouncil.org. Give them a call at 630-338-0999. That's 630-338-0999. 0999. That's the Kane Senior Council, caring for seniors because they deserve to live with dignity and respect. Visit caneseniorcouncil.org or call 630-338-0999 today.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Today, a red flag warning and a wind advisory are in effect for the listening area. Expect sunny skies with a high near 65. This afternoon, temperatures will be around 60. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 39. Looking ahead to Thursday, rain is likely with a high near 61. Currently, it's 56 and clear. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
When disaster strikes, flood or fire, every second counts. At Emergency Construction Group, they specialize in immediate response and same-day service for any residential, commercial, or industrial emergency across the Chicagoland area. With over 30 years of experience, they've got the expertise, manpower, and equipment to handle any size loss fast. They follow strict IICRC guidelines to restore your property the right way, the first time. Their team values transparency, constant communication, and strong ethical standards because your peace of mind matters. Licensed, bonded, and insured, they're here for you 24/7, 365 days a year. Call 855-4ECG now. That's 855-432-4669. Or visit their website at emergencyconstructiongroup.com and let Emergency Construction Group put your life back together one step at a time. That's Emergency Construction Group. Your satisfaction is their passion.
The new novel, titled DUI Jury Trial, is the true story of two lawyers who defend a truck driver who is charged with DUI. If he's convicted, this truck driver faces a lifetime disqualification of his commercial driver's license, which would prevent him from ever driving a truck again. This 3-year legal battle culminates in a courtroom showdown, which involves the testimony of a DUI expert witness. This book, DUI Jury Trial, is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
When I never graduated from high school, I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
We're here with Linda from Chicago Latina Magazine, learning more about her story and why she does what she does and how it all started. So she shared a little bit about you were in publishing for 20 years, right? Originally went to design school, right? And now you're going to law school, right? Wow. And you've been doing this magazine to bridge the gap for the Hispanic community and information, correct? So, I mean, it's super exciting to hear that you're doing this, right? Now, there was something in your bio, you were mentioning autism, right?
Yes.
So I wanted to hear more about that.
Yeah, so it's, I'm 51, so it looks different at 51 than it did at 26. And being autistic comes with layers of understanding of who you are as an individual and a lot of trials. So I really had to grow into my skin. That phase really is true. And I finally came out to let people know I am autistic. It's a taboo. I'm high functioning. But one of my passions and when you're autistic, you have an OCD, and my OCD is publishing, is ensuring I'm filling the gap. So all my magazines, that's what they've done. I found a solution to help the reader enrich their lives.
Wow.
So all of the magazines I published.
Wow.
And there's been several. I've been into hospital magazines, specifically just for case management, social work. That was a success. And I had each of them have a season, a period, to each publication.
So you were diagnosed since childhood or later?
As an adult.
As an adult.
I didn't know and understand myself.
Really?
And yes. And as in like 2018, 2019, I kept hitting some walls, some doors. I already knew I had anxiety and I had ADHD later on. And then after that, I started putting more pieces together. I started going to therapy. And because of through my insurance, I was able to go through programs. And right now, I am working with a new neurologist for neurodevelopment and learning again how my brain works and functions. Now I have a closer on the bottom of my line of my work to let people know I am autistic. People don't understand when I call them, do we have this? I'm very detailed on dates, and I'm a little OCD. Like, we get this done, we get this done, we get this done. And when I keep going, and some people on the other side that are receiving don't realize my aggression is not my aggressiveness. It's just my autisticness coming out, going, we need to get this done. We got this accomplished. Is this person signing on? Are you signing on?
Wow.
And it gets a little aggressive on their end. And I've seen companies, representatives get pissed at me.
Really? Really?
Yeah. And they get so upset with me that they'll just kick off the advertising and say, we're not going to advertise with you anymore because you've made me mad. So they made it personal. Making it personal, they hurt their company and they hurt the readers.
And being outspoken about being autistic and being diagnosed later in life, how have you been able to, I just can't wrap my head around it. Like how have you been able to capitalize on that, or how can you maximize on that?
Well, we really just want to maximize in that space to inform families of this illness because we are seeing it more in different lenses, high functioning, low functioning, in males and females and ADHD. And it really is a disruptive in their family
Well,
dynamic. So,
educate me if I've heard that OCD, ADHD, and autism are all on the same family, like they're like
yeah.
cousins.
And Asperger's, which we don't use the term Asperger's, like Steve Jobs had Asperger's, right?
Hmm.
There's a lot of people out there. Link, President Lincoln had Asperger's. There's a lot of people out there who are leaders who have Asperger's, but have gone under the table because they don't want to be, stats. They don't want to be a stat, or they don't want to be pinpointed as one.
Wow.
So I'm gonna come out and say, yes, I am. I do have it. And more people are able to say, oh, you know what? My cousin has it, or my niece has it, or my nephew. More behavioral. So you got to realize it's not mental health, it's behavioral.
Yes,
It's a
yes.
behavioral health. And more behavioral healths are starting to come out and recognize how they're able to place therapies, to provide therapies for not only families, but for the individual themselves.
Okay, and so they're all on the same, because I
They're
have
on the same spectrum.
on the same spectrum. Because I do have I have ADHD.
And I'm dyslexic too. So being energy and dyslexia is just crazy,
Yeah.
And I had to go through my bad days of publishing as a young 32-year-old publisher where people would laugh at me and circle things in the magazine and send it back.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, just wanted to check the audio real quick.
okay.
So because I know sometimes I don't pick up social cues because
Yeah.
I have ADHD,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm very high functioning. So even like when I was with my therapist and she was giving me all my questionnaires to figure out if I had ADHD, she was like, "Well, how do you figure this out?" And I was just kind of telling her my routine, and she's like, "Oh, you seem very high functioning.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to put you on any medication because you are just so this way." But I've learned this as an adult, how to be so habitual and so like maneuver in such a way that no one really thinks I have it. Unless you get to know me and then you're like, oh, this is a little weird thing that you're doing. Then you will figure out I have ADHD on the personal side. But if you don't know me
I
and
know.
it's just on the
Yes.
professional level, you're like,
Yes.
oh, she's fine, right? You don't think anything of it.
Uh-huh.
But so I don't know if that
Oh,
you
yes.
experienced
I've
that
been
as well.
camouflaged my entire life. And more so, now I'm more relaxed, especially around people who know me. I've kind of taken that layer. I'm like, oh, well, I am clumsy. I don't know how many times I have fallen. I've played soccer my entire life, and literally, I've of course every bone in my, I mean, everything. So I've
What was
had
what was your
issues.
position in soccer?
Halfback, left halfback.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I've always been a left halfback my entire life, never changed. And again, that's the OCD in me. I couldn't be flexible and I couldn't adapt. This is my position. And it was just one of those, and the autistics too, right? That's what we do as autistic people. We only know our space. And if anything else. So where I'm at in my season of life has been huge. It's been huge. But I know that at an early age, I had to take on these leaps and bounds and take lots of risk in order to do something. And I just knew that was the only way. So leaving my hometown in Texas to come here at the age of 20 was huge with nobody.
Yeah,
With
that's
just
gotta be
packing up
scary.
and leaving. I'm like, I'm out of here.
That's scary in general, so I can only imagine, right?
But that is an autistic move, though.
Really?
Yes, we happen to do that. We just happen to do risky things because we can't see. It's weird. It's hard for us to go into a space. Like when I had my first interview for my internship at
Sure.
the merchandise mart in 90 in like late 90s, it was so scary. I couldn't go in there, but I could take a flight to a whole nother state without knowing anybody.
Well,
It's nuts.
so I wonder because like the ADHD we're risk takers. We just throw ourselves into something and just figure it out as we're going, right? Which I know a lot of entrepreneurs have ADHD. That's one of their biggest, right? Because we're like doing 20 things at one time. Like our brains are just like whoop, wired that way, right? So you have a neurodivergent brain, right? Not neurotypical like most people. So do you find that a lot of your friends are neurodivergents as well?
Yeah, so I've dated a lot of neurodivergents. I didn't realize it. I'm like, wait a minute. It's like, so talk about my daughter, bless her heart. She had to see this in me as well. Growing up, it was hard for her. She was the closest person to me. It
Yeah.
was just us two.
Yeah.
And so, so she understands me now. My parents understand me better.
Oh.
I'm 51. They understand me more.
Wow.
So they're more accepting, and I have to go back but the thing about I have been working on this. So you have to
Awesome.
consistently work on your behavioral patterns. This is not not linear at all.
Does
So
someone in your family have autism as well, like a parent or
there seems to
something?
be, yes, we recognizing it, and my uncles and my aunts. I have
Okay.
one aunt, and so I've done the work to see what my generation. It's not from because it's maternal, so it's not my father. And if
Okay.
you know my dad, you would know it's not him. It's on my maternal side, but it's not so much my mother. It kind of like skips a generation, so my daughter could pass it on.
Oh, really?
Right. So she's
Okay.
like, I don't know if I want to have kids. I'm like, honey, don't worry about it. You're fine.
Wow.
There's gonna be so much more studies done.
Yeah,
So
things are gonna change for sure, and more people are
absolutely.
gonna understand it.
Right.
And that's why it's funny that I said this because I've read that people that have ADHD or on the spectrum, right? We're neurodivergent brains, right? But we hang out with people that are also neurodivergent.
Yeah.
So then you never think that any of this is weird
Right.
because everyone sees it as normal
Yes.
until you go around a neurotypical brain and they're like, wait, that's not normal. Like, why are you doing that?
I work with for marketing and ad agencies in that department, they're atypical. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm the opposite side. So there are clashes. When
Wow.
I just because I'm very blunt and a lot, and I
Yeah,
don't
and
need to
yeah,
be.
but that's part of the brain. I'm blunt as
So
well.
I'm
Yes.
very blunt, and it just kind of like I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, but that wasn't. That to me came a long time. I just realized to start really saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. And that took me a long time because I'm very,
Yeah, and you didn't realize it. I actually
Yes.
I'm enjoying this conversation because I'm the same way actually. And then it's funny because like when I was married with my ex-husband or even other people that I've been around like dated and they're always neurotypical. I'm like, why don't I attract a neurodivergent brain? Like so you understand me instead of you looking at me like I'm a nut,
Well, yeah, my boyfriend's atypical.
Yeah.
There's a little OCD. He has some good OCD in him, which I appreciate. He loves clean. Good. Yay. But, he's trying to get me to help because I'm very messy. Like, I'm messy. So, it's just who I am. And he's like, but he's very patient. So,
But are you the type of messy that knows where everything is in your mess?
and it's not like piles of stuff messy. It's just here and there, that type of messy.
Yeah, no, I get
But
exactly what you're saying because I know that there's people that like they could be messy, but they know where that piece of paper is in
Yes,
there,
yeah,
right? But then if they
exactly.
clean it up and organize it, then they don't know where nothing is at.
Exactly.
So yeah, I resonate with that. So with Chicago Latina Magazine, what are some things I know that something's coming up that's super important. That's how Sarah brought it to my attention. You have
Yeah.
an event coming up, right?
We do. We have the Chicago Latina Magazine Expo.
Very exciting.
So yeah, we're very excited. It's going to bring families together to wrap around some knowledge that we have panels of different experts in their fields, professionals. He'll be speaking about financial and health wellness. So those are two topics, that we really
Health
need
and
to
wellness.
we identified that
Okay.
are major to the Hispanic families in our communities
Okay.
is health and wellness, financial health, what does our money look like? How do we start, even if you already started investing, what does investing look like and why is it important? And it's not so much invest here or there. It's just, I guess it's not like one of your investment things. It's more about understanding how important it is to ensure you understand your budgets or your things to
Yeah.
that need. Simple talks. This is going to be surface level conversations. Then you can visit all the panelists at their tables to have a deeper engagement with them. We're also going to talk about immigration.
Very
We will
important.
have a lawyer on hand to answer any questions as well. Keep those, keep that private as well. Just kind of, it's really an opportunity for a community to gather together, celebrate each other, and learn from one another.
I like that. I know that financial literacy is one of the things that's been key, like for the Hispanic community, right? There's just predatory lending, and predators usually target the Latino community because they don't know any better, right? So I remember when I worked in the nonprofit world, that was one of the things that I was really focused on a lot was, bringing education, bringing speakers, so that people, some people don't even know how to do a budget. Like sometimes they, they don't know savings, budgets, what is a IRA, what's a, Roth IRA. Oh my God. Right? Like all these things, these tools that like just Hispanic people want to learn, especially the older generations, right? Like my dad and that generation, they want to like get their stuff together, but they don't know. And how do you find like a trusted source that is not going to take advantage of you? Because I've heard horror stories of companies taking advantage of the Hispanic community.
So that's the great thing about Chicago Latina Magazine. We actually work with legitimate companies that we entrust. So just because you come to us and say we would like to advertise with you, I've turned advertising down
Oh, really?
because I just don't feel that they will meet the requirements of creating that space, that safe space for our readers. And so it is hard to say no. I'm sorry, but I truly have to take enterprise on our readers and ensure that they have the right information. Ensure that they're going to be this is going to be qualified organization to work with. And even if they come out and meet, even if like anybody meets as someone, a professional in the field, doesn't mean you have to go with them. You can,
Oh, for
because you're
sure.
just thinking about it, right? And it's good to start thinking. That's where it starts, is thinking about it. And then when you're ready and comfortable, you move on it. It's just have that information.
Yeah, yeah, like having life insurance. Have you ever considered that? Why is that important, right? Just all these things that, it would be so normal for somebody else, but for the Hispanic communities, they're just like, I don't know.
So with that, the people say, well, my budget is here. My company only makes here. Well, so how can we diversify your company to make more money?
For sure.
Right. So then we look at the vendor supplier opportunities throughout the state and the county and the city.
Okay.
So that way they can be on their vendor list. I have one Latina who is in the jewelry business and they just supply jewelry, host, they buy it and they sell it at markets. She signed up to be a vendor with the state, and they ordered 500 watches from her for Christmas
That's
or to give
nice.
out to their workers, associates there at the state office. That is huge.
That is
Right?
huge.
That really was an opportunity. I know of other Latinos that have applied for grants and received up to $20,000. And when
Yeah.
I heard that, I started crying. I'm like, that's what we need to do. So, how do we qualify our businesses to create that generational wealth as well, to have that extra money to buy life insurance?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that this is good information. So tell us a little bit about where can someone buy tickets or register?
It's a free event, and go on to ChicagoLatinaMagazine.com. It'll take you to a link to register on Eventbrite. It's complimentary. Come out, embrace, enjoy, create new memories, learn about resources. It's really a day about you. And thank you to our presenting sponsor, In Better Health, who have been working with us for the past 2 years.
Okay, so what's the website again?
ChicagoLatinaMagazine.com.
And then if someone wants to get in touch with you or learn more from you or how they can partner up or advertise with you or whatever, where would they go?
Just go to the same website, ChicagoLatinaMagazine.com. We also have a women's conference the day before the expo on the 27th of March with Maria Bocanilla. She is the president of People's Gas and North Shore Gas. She'll be our keynote speaker. So you can find information there as well. very excited about the opportunity of coming on this show today and speaking with Jennifer and each and one of you to learn more. And I would like to return the invitation. If you'd like to submit an article or a feature about you, please, I'll go on our website, and our contact information is there to submit information in a story.
You have also memberships, correct?
We do not anymore.
You did at one point. I remember something like that.
24 and 25, we had memberships. We phased out of that, and that was part of our growth. Now we don't have that any longer because we were there at one point. We did. Now our members 24 and 25, some of them became our founding members.
Okay.
And then, but we're definitely we're having a reception for all our members.
Okay.
As a thank you. And then we're providing them with some added value.
Okay.
Because I know it was a partnership, right? They became a member.
Sure.
They received information. Some people received grants. Some people,
really?
through third parties. And yeah, so it was awesome. Yeah.
Nice. Now, with the Chicago Latina magazine, you said it's a lifestyle magazine. It's business, right?
Culture impact, yes.
Very nice. So when you had the members, I'm just curious, the members, they were benefiting from just resources?
They were not only that, but they also had a full page. They had free advertising.
Oh, very nice.
They had a feature in the magazine. Definitely also resources, introductions, anything to help stabilize your business. We sent several to the Northeastern Entrepreneurship class, which is a big program. We paid for their education. We actually we're continuing that through the nonprofit. And so, yeah, they were able to, it was really about the members.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the nonprofit again, you're just launching that. What are the goals for the nonprofit side?
Yeah, so this year, what we're doing is what we planned last year. We put our leadership lunches together. So they're every quarter. This afternoon, Nueva Leon, we'll have our first one for the year. We're also partnering up with the magazine to host the Chicago Latina National Latina Day, August 20th. And also the conference that'll take place in the expo. So some external events, education opportunities as well. So we're going to build out the Grow Your Business conference that will be taking place with Wintrust.
Very nice.
So yeah, we've got a lot of great educational things to do in the foundation. But our goal as a foundation is to learn about the entrepreneur, help stabilize them, rather give them the fee to become articles of incorporation to be recognized by the state and federal, then share to their next, whether it be the Hispanic Chamber, the Center for Lives, wherever they need to go to benefit.
Okay. I love that you guys are doing that. I love that the nonprofit's focusing. Anyone can go to these events?
Anyone. For our on our nonprofit in our magazine, but definitely we want people to come to the nonprofit events and really learn what's going on. So,
and if someone wants to get in touch with you directly, where would they go?
They can go to they can go to email. Just email me, Linda@ChicagoLatinaMagazine.com.
Linda@ChicagoMagazine.com.
Yes.
Did I say that correctly?
Chicago Latina Magazine.
ChicagoLatinaMagazine.com. And then they could go to the website, right? ChicagoLatinaMagazine.com.
There's some of our events are ticketed and some of them are free. So this afternoon is a free lunch.
Beautiful. So
our expo's free too as well.
Well, this is great. Thank you so much for taking on the show today, right before your event coming out.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it, everyone, for listening and watching. Thank you for joining us. You guys have an amazing day. Thank you for listening to WRMN 1410 Wise Coffee Chat Show. And you can learn more about me at wisealliancenetwork.com. Thank you so much. God bless you guys and have a great rest of your week.